Well, speaking of ransomware attacks, that we're going to wrap our show with a quick mention of the Warren Bill,
Mhm.
which is a ransom disclosure act that's been proposed by Senator Elizabeth Warren and Democratic Representative Deborah Ross. And this bill proposes that victims of ransomware attacks must report payments made to their hackers within 48 hours. Um, and this Ransomware Disclosure Act would give the Department of Homeland Security data on ransomware payments, including the amount of money demanded, how much was paid, the kind of currency used. To your point, Bitcoin is actually traceable. Um,
Yep.
this is really a couple of things. One, I'm sure it has to do with being able to recover, to find hackers and recover ransomware that's paid. But also part of, what these lawmakers said when they presented this bill is that it's essential to bolster the government's understanding of how hackers operate and the extent of the ransomware threat. And our colleague Ron Westphal and I recorded a webcast yesterday, and our 5G Factor webcast. And one of the things we talked about there happened to also be related to ransomware and something that Nokia is doing from a silicon level to protect against ransomware, or to protect against cyber threats. And why this matters so much is really a pretty simple answer. So we've seen the global attack volume of ransomware attacks has increased by 151% for the first 6 months of 2021 compared with this time a year ago. And the FBI has warned that there are 100 different strains of ransomware circulating around the world. And from a hard numbers perspective, the Sonic Wall Capture Labs reported that ransomware hit 304.7 million. There were 304.7 million attempted attacks. And and to put that in perspective, there were 304.6 million ransomware attacks for all of 2020.
Yeah.
So this is the first 6 months of 2021 were already almost exactly the same in terms of the number of attacks that happened in a full year. So,
Yeah.
so threat actors, we've had Colonial Pipeline, we've had JBS, that shows the threat to our supply chains, Colonial Pipeline, critical infrastructure. We have had hacks of government systems. We've had hacks of hospital systems. I mean, the list is seemingly endless. Um, but anyway, so this is I thought that this was interesting to see, and I understand the logic here. There is other pending legislation around these things. I think, reporting breaches is one of the things that's on the table, and lots
Yep.
of different things. But this is a little bit different than some of the other things that's been proposed, simply because it's saying if you pay ransom,
Right.
you are required to report it so that we can do the work that we need to do from a Homeland Security standpoint. So I thought that was it'll be interesting to see, right? It's a
It will
proposal, it's
be.
not a law.
Yeah. Yeah. And, this and other initiatives, TSA just announced this week that they're going to mandate disclosures on, cyber attacks from, the railway and some of the other transportation providers. We need this information. The only way we learn what's taking place and, have an opportunity to successfully track down and apprehend and recover is, through disclosure of this type of information. So I'm all for it.
I am all for it as well.